This little thing controls my entire gaming setup. One button does everything, even in another room. And now, it can even be used without being plugged into my PC. Let me show you. Hey everyone, I'm Jonathan. If you watched my gaming setup tour, you probably noticed this mounted under my desk. And the request I got more than anything else was, can you show us how your switching setup works? It's essentially a really good looking universal remote, except it isn't. Instead of sending IR signals like a traditional universal remote, it's actually controlling everything directly over my local network. So here's how everything is connected. My gaming PC connects directly to my monitor using DisplayPort, but all of my consoles connect using HDMI, and because I have quite a few of them, they all connect into this HDMI matrix. That matrix sends a single HDMI cable to my monitor. So every time I wanted to switch from my PC to a console, I had to do two things. First, I had to reach behind my monitor and switch the input from DisplayPort to HDMI. Then, I had to switch the HDMI matrix to the correct console input. And it's not like any of this was difficult or anything, it was just repetitive. And explaining to anyone else in the house how to use it got old pretty quickly. I figured that there had to be a better way. So I built this. Now, when I press the Xbox button, the HDMI matrix switches to Xbox. My monitor switches from DisplayPort over to HDMI. And by the time I've picked up the controller, I'm pretty much good to go. The same thing happens for any one of my consoles. I don't even think about inputs anymore. To be honest, I don't even remember which input is which. So what's actually happening behind the scenes? Well, the Stream Deck itself isn't really doing anything magical. It's just launching scripts that I have stored on my PC. So when I press one of these buttons, it just launches a small Python script. And that script opens a network connection directly to my HDMI matrix. The default IP address for the TESmart HDMI matrix is 192.168.1.10, and the port is 5000. This is how you're going to reach the HDMI matrix over the network. It sends it a tiny command telling it which input that I want to switch to. This is the HDMI matrix that I'm using. It's a TESmart 8x1 HDMI matrix, and at the time of filming this, it's around 180 bucks. Now, that might sound expensive, but honestly, once you start looking at commercial grade HDMI matrix switches, it's actually one of the cheaper network controlled options. You can also find them used on eBay fairly often if you want to save a buck. Now, if you're using a different brand of HDMI switch, your script is probably going to look a little bit different, and unfortunately, none of these manufacturers really provide instructions for doing this sort of thing. So I'm not going to go in depth during this whole video digging through every line of code because everyone's setup is going to be just a little bit different. But I will have a link to my GitHub down in the description below. And if you're using the same HDMI matrix, which I do recommend that you use, you should be able to use my scripts or at least use them as a starting point for your own setup. Then I use an application called Control My Monitor. And I bet you can guess what that one does. It lets you change your monitor settings, including your input, directly from your computer with a GUI. And for this part, your monitor needs to support DDC CI commands. Most newer monitors do, but just double check that yours does. But we can do better than that. Instead of opening the application myself, my script simply calls it in the background and changes the input automatically. I'll include this script in my GitHub as well. Just keep in mind, my input numbers 17 and 15 may or may not be different on your monitor. AI is your best friend here. And honestly, that's really it. Now there's something I haven't shown you yet. The HDMI output from my matrix doesn't just go into my monitor. Before it gets there, it actually passes through an HDMI splitter. One output goes to my monitor, and the other runs into the receiver for my living room TV through the wall. That means every console connected to the HDMI matrix can be played in here or out here. I also have an HDMI cable running from my PC to my receiver as a third monitor, and I have a button on my Stream Deck that triggers a script to open Steam Big Picture on that third monitor. Now this is completely optional. I don't think most people have an HDMI cable running from one room to another, but since I already had it, I figured, why not automate that too? And just like my monitor, my receiver can also be controlled over the network. And I think smart TV inputs can as well, but just verify that. So let's say we're watching something on the NVIDIA Shield out in the living room, and then I decide that I want to play some Xbox instead. I just press the Xbox button on my living room page of my Stream Deck, and then the receiver switches to my game input, which is the output of the HDMI matrix, and the matrix switches to Xbox. A few seconds later, I'm playing from the couch. Now this obviously only works if your receiver or smart TV supports network control. Everyone is different. I'll have the script in my GitHub for my Denon AVR S670H. But this part is going to vary a bit depending on your setup, so I encourage you to just use my script as a starting point and figure out what works for your own equipment. And all this really shows just how flexible this kind of automation can be when you're using network-enabled devices. There is just one downside with this setup. So my Stream Deck is connected directly to my gaming PC. So if my PC isn't running, the Stream Deck is off and none of this automation works. Now, I usually have my gaming PC on anyway, but I felt like this is something that I could improve upon. So I tried moving everything over to a Raspberry Pi for my living room setup. And again, this is completely optional. You do not need to do this. To build this, I'm using a Raspberry Pi running Raspberry Pi OS desktop version. You can access the Raspberry Pi's desktop using the Raspberry Pi Connect service in any web browser. From there, you can install a piece of software called OpenDeck, because the official Stream Deck software isn't supported on Linux, which is what the Raspberry Pi OS is. Once that's installed, you can just simply copy your scripts over and you're basically good to go. Just make sure your Raspberry Pi is connected to your network either via Ethernet or Wi-Fi. Now there is one limitation with this setup. The Raspberry Pi can't switch my monitor between DisplayPort and HDMI. And that's because the monitor can only be controlled by the computer it's physically connected to with the DDC CI commands. But honestly, I think this Raspberry Pi setup makes the most sense for a living room setup anyway, and for that, it works perfect. Oh, and one more thing. If building a Raspberry Pi setup kind of sounds like more work than you're really interested in, I just found out that Elgato actually sells hardware that accomplishes the same thing. It isn't cheap, but it is another option if you don't want to build your own. So once you realize that the Stream Deck is literally just a button, the possibilities can get pretty crazy. Obviously you can launch applications, but you can also do things like wake computers, control smart home devices with Home Assistant, run scripts off your server, launch Steam, or automate pretty much just about anything on your network. The Stream Deck here really isn't the project, it's just the trigger. What happens after you press it is entirely up to you. I originally built this because I was tired of changing monitor inputs. But honestly, it became one of my favorite little projects, not because it's super complicated or anything like that, but because it simply solves an annoyance that I dealt with every single day. And now I don't need to explain how to use my switching setup to anyone in the house or any friends that come over or anything, because the buttons are pretty self-explanatory. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing or giving me a like. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.